Oh,
What the
well,
hell? Put
I
this
mean,
shit
Professor.
here.
All jokes aside, what happened with Professor? I mean, he kind of just was he ever the host? Was he ever the host, Crumpet?
Where's my heel
He's the
station, you
host? Okay,
fucking
he's the host.
idiot?
Well,
He's still the
currently,
host?
so Professor isn't here because so for the past 3 weeks we try and film. Something's come up. This week number 4, he just aired us. That's kind of what it comes down to. He just ignored us. Ben and I really wanted to get these out, but Professor was either hanging out with his friends or...
Yeah, Discord, it's a real distraction, guys. Let's just keep it 100%. Professor doesn't want to commit. I mean, it's been mentioned in multiple episodes before. His lack of commitment. It was kind of half joking, half seriousness. I mean, at this point in time, Professor, man.
He's still part of the show, even though he hasn't fucking shown up.
Going to the gym 1 day a week isn't gonna fucking cut it, Professor.
Okay, well, he goes to the gym once a week to do some cardio, but that's not quite relevant.
He does cardio by breathing. He's out of breath actively sitting in his fucking chair as we speak, ignoring us on Discord, is what I'm saying.
But, you know, we like working with him, though, so...
There's no buts.
Ben, you
Crumpet?
like working with him, though, right?
No, Professor, you know, I do enjoy his input. He's great with anything Nintendo related.
He's a knowledgeable nerd, you know, he's quite useful
Yeah. He's
we
great with
appreciate
that. Alright, well, it sounds more like a fucking, 80s or 90s commercial. I'm gonna keep it 100%.
Well, you gotta remember, I can only work with so much.
It's a little, yeah, but you're super creative. I have high expectations. I'm gonna keep it 100%. You know what I mean?
Okay, we'll get it. Okay, the idea is that obviously I have a verse, you have a verse, and yeah. Well,
we want it to be good.
I'm gonna work on it when I'm at work later. But yeah.
Oh yeah, what are you doing?
I haven't told you. I'm a bartender.
You told me that, but then you said that wasn't working out.
No, I'm actually a bartender. I really am, yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're a slave. Holy fuck!
What do you mean by well? And obviously I get tips on top of that.
Dude, I'm gonna get in the Legos again. I bought an Up Lego set for my mom that we're gonna put together today.
Like the Pixar movie Up, a Lego set.
Yep.
Right, of course.
I mean, it was a great movie. It was back when Disney was good. You know what I mean?
I don't like Up, but yeah, it was released when Disney was good.
Might as well make this part of the podcast. Yeah, we can do a quick intro. Let's make it professor oriented. Okay, act like one of us is Professor talking. Say you're the host, and let's completely forget about Professor, and then mention him at the end of the intro. Oh right, Professor unfortunately passed away.
You know why he isn't so... Did you see the announcement he made in the server? He said...
No, I didn't see that shit.
He's taking a break.
After the battle, masterless cattle, all the lords hanging by a thread. With a little bravado, maybe tomorrow we'll be a donkey. Alistair's missing, fled with his tail between his legs. Nature abhors a power vacuum, it leaves room for you and me. The future of hell belongs to the V's.
He doesn't get his weight for... You don't get that fucking huge for a reason. Like, I wasn't fucking huge for no reason, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. No one is huge for no reason.
I didn't exercise, I didn't do shit. And I ate like a fucking pig.
Yeah.
Now I eat like a pig, but I exercise.
So, what did you think of the Baby Love episode? I mean, we rewatched it back. I had a lot of people from the PVC community watched it, contacted me about it. A lot of it was very positive, saying it was like a very intelligent interview, the way, you know, we prompted him into talking. We had a really good balance where we had you, who was kind of on Baby Love's side, let's be fucking real. You were sucking up to him for the
I'm gonna keep it 100%. Like, if it's Baby Love or Professor, like, come on. Obviously, Baby Love can be an absolute piece of shit. but it's also Christopher Michael Brunetto we're talking about.
Okay,
too.
but you had
Right.
me, who kind of played more of a neutral ground, right? I was
Right.
trying to get him to talk. And then you had Professor, who fucking hated him. Professor could not
Was
fucking
just-
stand this man.
He didn't really understand, like, he couldn't really comprehend why he hates him. He just, like, I'm gonna be real. I overreacted to Professor's performance during that episode. Like, I thought he did a horrible job, like, going off on him. It just felt so scripted. You know what I mean? Like,
I thought
if
it was
I was
fucking
on,
amazing.
if I was on the receiving end of that, bro, I would tear him to shreds. Like, it's not funny though, but Chris was calm, cool, and collective, and I did have some respect for him for that.
He
That-
was very prepared.
I
he
have
came into
never-
this knowing it was fucking us, and he didn't miss a beat, to be honest. He made himself
was-
look like a fucking evil man. Like, some of the shit he said was fucking, like, absurd. But he was ready
don't-
for any argument. Yeah.
It's like he was professional, but he literally set himself up for a lawsuit if anyone, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't say that shit.
You can't.
You absolutely cannot.
And it's wrong. A lot of the shit he said was kind of wrong, you know? Like, when I just said, do you regret the N-word clip? And he was like, not really. Like, you know, you probably... Why would... Oh, my God, it's incredible.
It's, regardless of your views, it's just not something you can say on the internet because you'll get flamed for it. And honestly, maybe, did I send you those documentaries before? I think I might have sent you those.
So I watched those in my
documentaries.
spare time before doing the interview, because those poor interviews, no, not poor interviews, those poor videos, right? Because all the videos have like loads of like fucking useless facts. Because you gotta remember, a lot of the accusations are, oh, Baby Love hates his wife, Baby Love hates his family. Now, you and I have played with him in private, right? And, you know, he treats his family quite respectfully, right? Like, when he's drunk playing Fortnite, yeah, he's a bit fucking shit. But, like, off camera, you know, they do genuinely love each other. You know, we've seen that.
Oh yeah, I mean, just it's healthy for a couple to get in arguments, but
Exactly. Everyone argues, and these fucking videos, and a lot of it was just misinformation. A lot of them were just saying, "Oh, I've heard this, I've seen that." It's like, well, you've got to provide a source here. You know, you're exposing a guy, right? You know, you're trying to essentially get him, you know, a lawsuit filed against him. Bring up the facts. Don't just be like, oh yeah, he's a terrible person. And a lot of the criticism is he crashed into a bakery. Now, with all due respect, yeah, you can criticize him for drunk driving or whatever. But people, you know, again, it's a touchy subject. He almost fucking died, and people are flaming him for that. You know, I understand now why he's so sensitive about it. You know, when Professor started laughing at him on the podcast, I was like, okay. I mean, you and I were stifling laughter, but that's just because we're fucked.
Bro, I was cringing. Like, listen, we love Professor, you know, but
To a degree.
to a degree. But he just, those laughs sounded so fake and forced. I'm just like, all right, it's not, like, I was physically cringing. It was funny though at the beginning of the episode where I literally had to mute my mic because I was bursting out laughing. I tried to like keep my cool, but there was just some diabolical shit said early on. I'm like, oh fuck, here we go.
No. So when we started recording, in the first, like, was it first 5 or 6 minutes or so, right? I was getting really fucking worried because nothing was happening. And then he brought up the age of consent. And we were just having a normal conversation about Germany, and he brings up the age of consent.
Dude, he fucking did that to himself. We didn't prompt anything.
We set it all up. Well, we wrote these questions for people wondering. Ben and I wrote the questions very last minute for Professor to read to Baby Love. Now, Professor knew nothing about Baby Love. We just kind of set it up as, Professor knows a bit about this guy. Professor didn't know shit. So the questions were kind of purposefully made to prompt Baby Love into, you know, reacting. But apparently we didn't need any of that because Professor and Baby Love just ended up hating each other.
Yeah, and Baby Love was like, oh, you guys have some agenda, or, oh, I see what this is. Dude, even if we had an agenda, you're setting yourself up. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
Like the documentaries made on him were not fucking well made at all. Like,
They were terrible.
There were dull points. The clips provided were just poor.
Yeah, and the commentary,
they were
like,
mean
no
clips.
offense to
They
that
were
guy.
I mean,
I don't know if English wasn't his first language, but he was a spastic.
it seemed like he was just there to jump on the bandwagon, maybe get a little bit of clout for what it was worth. Oh, so what is this? What is this series missing? Because it has rape, sexism, racism, human trafficking,
animal abuse, bestiality.
Dude, it's got the fucking, like, the guy who wrote this show probably needs some therapy. I'm gonna keep it 100%. I think the thing that makes Mushroom Casino so good, not just like the trial and error, but it has a mix of both bad and good, like from improv to writing to editing, like it's a mix of both. Like, it's the best of both worlds, you know what I mean? Like, it's
very raw, I guess, right? Like, it was made through, we didn't get paid to do this. This took a lot of time, a lot of, like, effort.
Well, you fucking acted like we were getting paid.
I never acted like we got paid. I just liked a bit of order.
When's that check come through? Yeah, no, but this was in the span of quite literally, like, what, a year?
So we made 6 episodes in the span of a year. 6 or 7? I think it's 6. I can't believe we just forgot. But yeah, it's I remember you were very upset. And there's even like episodes we never finished. You know, there was an episode where we go to a pizzeria. That was going to be the Halloween special, but we just didn't get time to finish it. You know, maybe I will in the future. Never say never.
No,
but the series is done. I'm happy to say it's done. It's been like 4 months now since the Christmas episode. You know, I don't really have a passion. Every episode I made was made with passion, right? I never liked working on the episodes just for the sake of working on them. Right. But now I kind of do the podcast as my new passion project, and But no, it was a pleasure to work together on them.
It absolutely was. I wouldn't have changed anything.
But going forward, so now we're doing the podcast. What would you like to accomplish from the podcast? You know, maybe let's talk about our goals with our podcast. You know, we'll do this for a year, and we'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll give up on it. So far, I think the podcast may be on par with Mushroom Casino as far as entertainment value. The Baby Love episode is my favorite episode we've done. I love the original episode where we brought you on, and you were just established as a host, right?
I love how that's being called the original episode, like the one with you, Maddie, and Professor wasn't.
I don't think that's great. I don't really like it. I don't really find it entertaining. With all due respect to
let's
the
go ahead and
previous
remove that. Let's delete that. Actually, I think
we're not going to delete it.
No.
But yeah, you know, hopefully Professor shows the fuck up. If Professor doesn't want to do this anymore, we'll have to find a replacement or something. Because, again, the past 4 weeks, he hasn't really wanted to film. It's been an issue. But hopefully next episode, he'll be back and we'll talk about Smash Bros. 4. That'd be nice. But I hope you guys just enjoyed this solo episode with Ben and I. Or duo episode, I should say. Ben, any last words, or...?
Yeah, no, I just... Professor... Alright, I'm not gonna call Professor a storm camper here. Professor, if you're listening, buddy, we miss you. Alright, no hard feelings. Get your lazy ass out of your fucking chair and record. You fat, out of breath fuck.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care, and hopefully the next episode will be better. Goodbye.
This has been your co-host and host, Captain Crumpet and Weasel Repz.
Signing out.